Howdy ho, folks. It's your multiversal medium for another episode of Pain with Harvestella. Last episode, the writing's still bad. This episode, Geist says Earth is trapped between dimensions. How are you supposed to interpret that? What does that mean? What is that supposed to mean? Like, this is so effing stupid. On every effing level, and let's just break that down before we actually fully get into the episode. So lost between dimensions would mean a multiversal setting. We're dealing with multiverses with different dimensional rules and settings and everything. Cool, let's say that. If we're doing that, that means time travel is a thing, because that's how you do proper time travel. You travel between multiverses. That's how you would make time travel work without it being a paradox or a never was scenario. So yeah, or a always was scenario, I should say. That's how you do time travel, a multiversal setting. But we've already been told they can't do that, and they're not touching on that, so they shouldn't be messing with the multiversal scale, period. Secondly, if it's between dimensions, we shouldn't have been able to visit it. Like, let me put it this way. Let's consider multiverses and dimensions as we know it as a stack of paper. And on each stack of paper is the same drawing, but slightly different on each page. And what exists as we know it in this game is just on one of those pages. It's the drawing on that page. They are saying Earth is between the pages. But as we know, drawings cannot exist outside of the medium to be drawn upon. So they're saying this drawing exists outside of any medium for it to exist within. It is between dimensions. There should be no effing way we could have visited it. That's why I'm saying this is stupid. It's not in a void dimension. It's not in the void place betwixt. It is between dimensions. And we somehow just went there because... What? So yeah, like... However you fucking break this effing down, it's stupid. So... Are you guys guessing that this is going to be an actual plot point that Earth is trapped between dimensions, or do you guys guess that this is actually just something meant to sound cool and make zero sense? Which do you prefer? Because I would like to go on record. Geist says they aren't good at analogies or figurative nonsense, and I would take that to assume they honestly shouldn't be doing analogies, and they don't do analogies. Because they're AI and they don't comprehend how that works, even though they should because they're artificial intelligence, but whatever. So let's just say Geist is being perfectly literal with that. How do you think that would be handled in the story? Considering what we know about the story thus far. Because my guess is it's not going to be handled in the story. But we'll see what the next text box is. Let's move forward. Tracing it back, our arrogance is also the root cause of Lost Gaia getting trapped between dimensions. That was a consequence of the Gaia purification scheme we had been carrying out. Question. So... we were just told in several cutscenes that you as AI were meant to keep the species alive in various forms, and that you were built after the human species realized they could not get rid of Gaia dust. Why did you have a Gaia purification scheme? We are not talking about a scheme to make humans able to survive Gaia dust. We're talking about trying to purify Gaia dust. Why was that something you tried to do when earlier in this cutscene we were told humanity as a whole stopped trying that? And you were built after they stopped trying that. It's our fault Lost Sky had a territory shift. That's okay, so they are leaning into the fact that doesn't exist, that Earth doesn't exist anymore within any dimension. But we had to find a fix for Quietus. That's what gives us that hope. Don't go down that route, Dianthus. I can tell you from experience that so-called hope is some kind of bug. I hate these dudes. I hate these dudes with that one line. Actually, there's a lot of lines from these set NPCs where they try to write them more robotic / logical than they are, but none of them are. None of them act like robots. The most robotic any of these freaking robotic NPCs has acted is Jabberwocky at the end of the tower dungeon when Jabberwocky just gave us the date. That is the most robotic any of these NPCs have ever acted. But now it's like, no, hope and emotion is bug. Hope is a monster that feeds on wishes and consumes your thoughts. Dude, you're sounding very much like a villain right now. Don't rear such a destructive monster. This is coming from the dude who said he wasn't good at analogies. This dude, when he got introduced to our party again on Earth, was like, I'm not very good at analogies. None of us are. Hope is a monster that feeds on wishes and consumes your thoughts. Don't rear such a destructive monster. Like, it's not the best analogy, but it gets the point across. Why can't they continue writing characters how they intend to write them? How come every time we have a cutscene, every character that talks in it acts differently than they've ever acted? Like, seriously, why can't they just write a character like concisely and constantly and consistently? Why can't they just do that? My old personality became so obsessed with the impossible task of trying to end Quietus that I went as far as attempting a senseless massacre. Don't you remember? The star apoptosis. I mean, yeah, I was there. As long as we cling to this idea of eliminating Quietus, humanity has no future. Okay, but like, why haven't you guys just tried to bioorganically engineer the Ables into being able to resist Quietus and Gaiadust, since they're not humans and you technically don't need to care for them? Like, why aren't you trying to organically engineer them to survive Quietus and Gaiadust as a whole and just make a new variant of humanity that can do that? And then you could take that research and apply it to the cryogenically frozen humans and make old humanity survive Gaiadust. Why aren't you doing that? But I get it. You're a realist. Once more, no music, because they need to change the music. Arya, you're an effing idiot. Now, will you please tell us your plan? No, like, why would guys tell us the plan? We need to go through the rest of the dungeon, you idiot. I suggest we reinstate the Paradise Project and preserve Re-Gaia's environment with a Quietus barrier. What? If humans reside within the barrier, then it will mean they can live normally throughout Quietus. Dude. You didn't even go into detail as to why they didn't do that last time. You talked about how Forgotten Eden was like a test city, but you didn't tell us why the test failed. Sounds claustrophobic. Are you trying to control humans? I don't care about either of these. It sounds claustrophobic. It doesn't need to be. It can be massive. It does. But now you must be aware that we have manipulated information on several occasions with you Ables. I mean, you guys send us newsletters. That's the imaginary royalty of the Castle of Illusion. The magic of the Monolith. So Monolites do magic. Is that what they're supposed to be doing? Is that what's happening? Did they finally tell us what frickin' monolites were used for? Are they supposed to be magic? Is that what's happening? And humans accept information without questioning it because you have an imagination. And that's freaking dumb. It's so dumb. I hate this. I hate this plot. You were designed to supplement the blanks in reality with your imagination. Oh my effing god. With this ability, it is easy for you to even fabricate fictional beings. Can I ask an effing question? Why'd you guys make the unicorn? That is how the concept of God came to rule over the whole world, by being replicated in humans' imagination over and over again. Can we not effing go down the theology route? You guys are not good enough at writing for that. Can I ask a question on the freaking like map? Why does it keep having flashing red spots in various like areas? What's that supposed to mean? Why can't we just have a map without flashing red spots? What does that mean? If we use that creativity, then I say ensuring humanity's survival by keeping them within an enclosed space is perfectly plausible. I mean, you're not wrong. It will take a few generations, but all of humanity will think that's it. For example, we could convince them that there are other humans living outside of paradise, or... None of this is sitting right with me. We're practically saying to our faces that we're inferior to you. What? Hein, he's talking about the actual continuation of our entire species. Something they were designed to continue and do. And you're saying, but you'd be keeping us in a place and you'd be overlooking us and controlling us to keep our entire species alive. And it's like, that was what they were designed to do. It's what they do. Like, let's be effing honest. It's not a bad idea. If legit everything in the atmosphere and like everywhere outside of this area is lethal, like it is impossible to live outside of this fabricated city that we made and terraformed within this city to be livable for us. Yeah, we should live in it. Yeah, but we'd just be caged the entire time. We have the means to go to space. IRL, we have the means to go to space. We have the means to technically send someone to Mars. It would take a long time, but we could. It'd be lethal. The people in space come back to Earth. Why? Because you can't just keep living up there. We don't have the means for that. We have the means to just go to the bottom of the ocean real fucking quick. It's lethal. We can do that, though. We've gotten to the bottom of the Marianas Trench. We can do that. It's not a livable place. If the planet's atmosphere is unlivable, making a dome / environment that isn't a bad idea for the continuation of the species, especially if you devote more time to possibly expanding the dome outwards and so on and so forth. This isn't a bad idea. This is seen in various settings to keep people alive in inhospitable areas. Heck, even Fido, the movie Fido, does this. Fido being a post-apocalyptic setting where a zombie apocalypse happened, but the society was able to fight back and handled it. So now you have entire areas that are like giant cities or whatever, properly sectioned off, that are perfectly livable and are like 1950s Americana, white picket fence within these domes. These areas that are safe from the zombie apocalypse that is outside, and everyone knows that. They've learned that. It is the setting. And yeah, you can have convoys in between them, and they're working on expanding such things. You say like the freaking cities of this Eden Paradise project are bad, but like how big are we talking the cities? Are we going to make them larger? like, our set can completely control your everyday life, from your work to your sleep to your eating habits. Like, what are we talking about? The set as a whole like to let the Ables kind of do their own effing thing. Even if we talk about what Geist was saying just a moment ago, where it's kind of effing racist, like the whole imagination thing, that proves the set prefer to let the humans fill in the gaps and do the things on their own. Even via Geist's own evil logic, if we're calling this logic evil, was letting humans do their own thing. So Geist is just talking about building an area that is safe from Gaia dust that we could exist within. Inherently, why is that a bad thing? You could argue, well, they're controlling all the information and yada 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 yada, and you're like, yeah, that's correct. But it's not like that's a guarantee either. On paper, all we know is Geist is talking about making a livable area that is perfectly livable for humanity and all of humanity to be within. That's not a bad thing, and that's all we know about it. What are you talking about saying to our faces that we're inferior? Why does Hein have so many lines recently? I hate him. Sorry if I hurt your feelings. That was not my intention. It is within the nature of intelligent life to perceive situation only as far as they can see. No. No. Have you heard of the cosmic egg? Oh my effing gosh. Shut up. Just shut up. Dude, just shut up. I hate this dude. I hate every NPC. The universe is a framework that is perceived subjectively. I hate this robot. I hate every NPC. Before humans recognized the universe as a space, it was made up of only the sky, land, and sea. Oh my gosh. A chick can only understand what's inside the egg, but as long as it's comfortable in there, the chick won't complain. Do we need an effing AI robot talking about philosophy and stuff? This is stupid. We could recreate that on Regaia, Heaven's Shell. I mean, inherently they're not wrong, and it would keep the species alive. That is my plan. So, those were your true intentions. Why did we have to be here for this? I might normally brush off such a suggestion, but the time closing in on us now. What do you mean time's closing in on us? That's right. The end of this cradle's hibernation period is drawing near. What? There's a timer? What? Not even hibernation can keep cells alive forever. So, you know what's effing stupid about this? Like, I'm not going to say that's impossible. That is correct. You can't keep things in stasis forever, just indefinitely. But what they're talking about is bringing them out of stasis, and they'll be perfectly fine like Arya. So what's stopping them from going back in stasis at that point? Like, what is this timer? How does this timer thing work? Why can't they just go out and then go back in after their, like, original bioorganic functions just normalized and stabilized? Why couldn't they just be put back into stasis at that point? No, how it's phrased right there means these people are still slowly aging. So when they come out, they should all be elderly. That's how that's phrased in that one sentence. That's how that's phrased with the other things leading up to the sentence. This is stupid. That is why we don't have much more time to deliberate. That's stupid. I'd like to hand a decision over to you, Arya. What decision? have run a simulation which confirmed that the Heaven Shell idea could be realistically implemented. I mean, sure, but there is a problem. In order to maintain Heaven Shell, we would need to use all of the energy from the sea's light to power the Quietus barrier. Can we effing ask a quick effing question? So, you made these artificial, like, Red Queen sea's light things in order to terraform the planet. But these sea's light things also brought about the Gaia dust thing, which was from the meteorite, which apparently had the planet's DNA in it. What makes you think the effing artificial Red Queen sea's light things aren't making the Gaia dust? Well, they're machines. I don't. They can freaking terraform. They're making Gaia dust. Why would you use them for the barrier? They're making it. Oh, but you can't do that. Why can't you? Right, what would happen to the world outside of Heaven Shell? That doesn't matter, we'll never see it. It would inevitably waste away after being cut off from the environmental regulation of the sea's light provided. No. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. That's so effing stupid. The entire point of those sea's light being there as means of terraforming the planet were to terraform the planet into being another Earth. If you get rid of the sea's light's terraforming, it would just terraform like a regular planet. No, that's stupid. But no, that's awful. That's just not how it would work. That's the least of our worries. The problem is the area we can cover. Even using all 4 sea's light, at most we'll be able to maintain a barrier with a 25 rim radius. How big is that? Even she doesn't know. That's not a proper unit of measurement. It's only large enough for a certain number of inhabitants. What about the people who can't enter? Will everyone be able to fit inside? Like, people who can't. This is so effing dumb. So even if this is the solution, let's say this is the solution. They feel like they need to rush time because of the people who are frozen. Fine, they can set up this barrier and deal with that. People outside of it are fine. They can make more sea's light. They have a sea's light factory. They can make more and increase this barrier's distance by using that. This isn't an issue. If the sea's light are the means of like generating this barrier, they can just make more sea's light to generate a larger barrier. And you're like, well, what about resources? We weren't told about resources. We're told they're machines. All we know about the sea's light is that they're machines. I don't see a reason why they can't just make more. We aren't told the resource anything on them. So as far as we know, world building wise, they can just make more. And they can arguably possibly make sea's light that are specific to creating a larger barrier, because they've been altering them after each iteration. This is a not issue. This doesn't need to be anything. This is not an issue whatsoever. I will answer with the results of my simulation. 5 people can live. According to my preliminary calculations, Heaven Shell could fit at maximum 8. 8 people. But that's if they're all squished in there. All the Canes sleeping in the cradle. Or all the Abels who live on Regaia. One of the two. Why not half of both? What? Actually, what about like 1/4 of those ones and like 3/4 of these ones? Well, I didn't really consider, you know what? What about 1/3 of this, 1/3 of that, and then half of the other ones? Wouldn't that just be half? Well, yeah, that would just be half of both. Wow. Fractions. Why am I doing this? I'm writing better characters than what the heck they have. Oh no. This is an extremely difficult ethical decision. The decision I'd like you to make, Arya, is which species of human we should keep. Our orders are to preserve humanity, so it's ethically impossible for us to eradicate one version of humanity. It would be in violation of the 3 major regulations. I still hate the fact that Hein says Prime Directive, and then the robots never say Prime Directive. You cannot ask the people of Regai to decide either, as they would surely choose their own kind due to the selfish gene. What? The selfish gene? What the F's the selfish gene? What? What the absolute F is that? And even if we wake up the Canes, the same will apply to them too. Why is Arya different from that? She's got the selfish gene. Although it is not ideal. You have at least lived on Regaia and made several acquaintances in your time there. Hey, Arya, can I ask you to do something for me? Choose the ones from Earth so we can all die and not have to deal with your BS. I would love that, please and thank you. None of us want to deal with you guys. You're in the best position to say which world is better. It is only you who can make a fair and ethical decision on which version of humanity we should carry into the future. It's dumb. It's stupid. I hate this. Just horribly set up. There's so many answers to this that would fix shit. I would like you to decide which one you feel is best for the future of humanity. I implore you, Arya, please decide for the future of humanity and the attainment of heaven. What? What is that last bit? The attainment of heaven? What? That's messed up. Like, dude, F you. That's dumb. You're dumb. You only feel that way because you're not facing up to reality. I know, like, dude, I'm saying you're stupid. We have been trying to solve this problem for 2,000 years. Have you done a possible reboot and a defrag? You're effing dumb. You really think you'll suddenly be able to find a solution now in the short time we have? Yeah, I already offered one. Just make more Caesla, you dipshit. This may be asking you to think beyond your intellect, but stop clinging on to the imaginary. Dude, I am so tired of every NPC being racist. Sorry, Ein. Yeah, just make us go extinct. It's better. Geist is right about this one. No, they aren't. There's options. There's better solutions. This is stupid. This may not be perfect. They lack decision-making skills. At the end of the day, they are still high-level AI. You're using that like it's the catch-all, like they know everything. No, they're stupid. A high-level AI trained specifically about how to race a video game car is only going to be high level at racing a video game car. These dudes suck at their job. And they're talking about not having emotions while having emotions. They just suck. They're not good high level AI. Their intelligence surpassed ours a long time ago. Yes, no. Arya, the dude's on record saying he doesn't comprehend analogies. The dude is more factually intellectual. That doesn't mean he's more intelligent. The dude's got trivia knowledge. That's it. No matter how hard we try, we won't be able to suggest a better solution than them. I already suggested several. The days when we could afford to indulge in dreams and fantasies are over. Shut up. I hate you too. Any other day I had to spend with you is an eternity in hell. I hate you, Arya. I effing hate you. You are right. Dreams are nothing more than humans' overly optimistic assumptions. I hate all of you. Why didn't you just do a Matrix thing? What's more, the Paradise Project was your parents' suggestion. This is so effing stupid. The Paradise Project was her parents' suggestion, so what? It was tested and found to be a failure. If there is anyone who should take responsibility for continuing where they left off, it is you! Do you know how stupid she is? I suppose you humans would call this kind of coincidence a twist of fate. No, I'd call it dumb. Guys, like, the other you woke her up. Like, this is totally intentional. You guys are dumb. Arya. So effing dumb. Actually, did the other guys wake up Arya, or did this one? I hate everyone. How am I supposed to make that choice? Just choose the old humans. None of us want to deal with you or the old humans if they're like you. I can't. This is such a massive decision. Well, you got 5 minutes. The end of the hibernation period is drawing near, but we do have a little time. Like a month? Like 10 minutes. Take 1 day out to think about it. Wow, that's rough. You got a day. Sucks to suck. And come to me with your answer the day after tomorrow. Oh, like that movie, The Day After Tomorrow? Wow. That movie also didn't make sense. I swear to Christ, if we're locked in a series of cutscenes and not being able to save, oh my effing gosh. I don't care about any of you. Can I go? I ain't worried about, I am not worried about Arya. I want to save. I want to save. I don't want to keep playing. It's been an episode. I want to save. No, we got an hour of cutscenes. We have an hour of cutscenes before I'm able to save. I hate this game, and I hate that they keep doing this. Oh, Ein. Heaven's Shell is humanity's only chance at survival. It's either you new humans or us, the original ones. You could go halfsies. Only one of us can survive. It's almost funny, isn't it? You could go halfsies. Oh, right. Now you all see me as... Oh, big camera reveal. I'm your enemy. What? 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 Oh my effing god. It's like it's written by freaking middle schoolers, or actually like elementary schoolers. It really feels that way. It really effing does. So in this scenario, let's say it does have to be this scenario where Arya is either choosing us or them. Why the heck would that make her our enemy? That means we should be schmoozing up to her to make her our greatest ally so she would choose us. This is dumb. Freaking edgelord, I want to punch her. Don't be silly, you're not our enemy. I'm sure there's another way. I don't want to talk to you. I hate you. I hate you. Please choose the Canes. You can't even deny it. I don't like you. I hate her. I'm sorry. I'm letting my emotions get the better of me. I probably won't say anything nice in this state. You never do. She's the meanest character. She is not nice. Got too many thoughts going through my head. Feels like there's a dark, heavy spirit sitting deep in my chest. I hate her so effing much. I need to go home. You don't have a home. You have a pod. A pod you hijacked from an AI. Can I go save? Arya left the party. Awesome. Fucking finally. Effing finally. May as well call it a day too. Yeah. Awesome. Chapter complete. Finally moving forward. Forward momentum towards our... How is Arya? Oh, I don't care. Might be a good idea to check. I don't care. Why is everything in sepia? I don't care. Let me go to sleep. This is stupid. Why did it teleport me to the house? If it was going to demand I do this. Can't save. I am in for like 30 plus minutes of cutscenes. I do not have the time to record this. I'm going to have to record next episode tomorrow. I am so tired of this game pulling this crap. There is a save point right there. There is a save point it will not let me do. This is such BS, and I am so tired of it constantly doing this. What is their logic in refusing to let you save during their stupid cutscene chains? Why am I even at my effing house if it demands I go see Arya? Why the F am I here? What is the point? You wanted this entire story to go the exact way you say. Just have it a series of cutscenes. Have a series of cutscenes play out and have it be done so I can actually effing save. This is effing stupid. This is such stupid game design. I am genuinely tired of this BS. This is the umpteenth time during this recording session where they've pulled us. They refuse to not do this. This is effing absurd. I have had to stop so many episodes in the middle of cutscenes because there's no guarantee when the cutscenes will end or when the cutscene chain will end. Like I said, I need to record next episode tomorrow because I'm out of recording time. I am tired of this BS. I am tired of Harvestella's bullcrap. I really am. I'll talk to you guys later in another episode of this crap show that is Harvestella. I hope my game series is enough to make you guys never pick up this game. This is garbage. I'm tired of this crap. Ciao.